Ladies and gentlemen, this match is for the AWF Commonwealth title. It will be fought one fall to a finish with a 60-minute time limit. First off, to my right, the challenger. He makes his way from the fighting suburbs of Carina Heights. He weighs in tonight at 90 kilograms. He is a former PWA international champion. He is the Dynasty, Mason Child. His opponent is the current reigning and defending AWF Commonwealth champion. He weighed in this morning at 75 kilograms. Born in Africa, he now resides in Auckland, New Zealand. Give it up for Roger Ventura. This match, 60-minute time limit, 1-4 submission to the finish, and the belt is on the line.
And this one is about to get underway. The AWF Commonwealth title being defended here in PWA Queensland. You want to talk about a night of firsts. On top of that, Mason Childs rechristening himself as the Dynasty of Queensland Wrestling. Both of these men certainly no stranger to each other. The first time these two met, Mason defeated Ventura for the New Zealand heavyweight title. For the second time, Ventura scored his revenge on Auckland soil in January 2006. It has been a long time. A lot of ground has been travelled, a lot of matches wrestled. These two men come in possibly at the point, at the moment, at the peaks of their professional careers to step into a PWA Queensland ring and contest the AWF Commonwealth title.
You're not going to introduce me?
I'm joined back at ringside by Donnie St. Michael.
Thank you very much.
What the hell was with the entourage in that match, Donnie?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. It was very fair and very clear and very concise and everything. Now look at Mason Childs, Roger Ventura. He actually, last time he was out here at Rise of the Warriors, he went against one of my boys. And so he was a very formidable contender. And now Mason Childs, Roger Ventura, AWF champion. So it'll be a very interesting match.
And for those people, of course, that might be watching us on DVD right now, Donnie, if you haven't bought Rise of the Warriors on DVD, either one or two, be sure to check them out for two of the best shows in the history of Australian wrestling.
Oh, without question, that's the infamous show where Mason Childs snapped his arm in two from a Chris Hero powerbomb. Oh, look at this right now.
Rolls them up, 2 count only. And you want to talk about Rise of the Warriors, we've got another one coming up. I've already heard we've got talent international, we've got talent local, we've got talent national, we've got talent from across the pond, we've got talent from across the world, all wanting to be a part of it. I can only imagine what the new commish, whoever he might be, is going to bring to the plate for what will be his first, or her first, Rise of the Warriors.
That's exactly right, Mr. J. Rise of the Warriors 3. Rise of the Warriors has proved itself as a tournament. It's proved itself as an event that it's the place to be in Australia in that weekend in May. And this the third one, no doubt. It might be the biggest. I've heard some of the names rumbling about, and you know, they're pretty big names right there, Mr. J. But right now we've got Mason Childs, Roger Ventura in the ring right now. Roger Ventura is currently on the ropes. Mason Childs not letting go though.
And this match, of course, is not under underground rules. There are rope breaks.
Exactly right, exactly right.
And I can confirm the rumours are true, Donny St. Michael. I will be in attendance at Rise of the Warriors. I can confirm that now.
Yeah, I was just wondering about that, actually. I was speculating about that because, you know, Mr. J, you're a very important person, obviously. I mean, the crowd might not want to show up if you're not there, so I understand.
Roger Ventura taking Mason Childs down, going behind, showing some... Roger Ventura, of course, no stranger to mixed martial arts competitions as well as Greco-Roman wrestling. And I think that's what we're seeing out there at the moment. Roger Ventura trying to out-wrestle in the classic sense Mason Childs. Mason Childs, though, grabbing an arm and almost shooting on him there, grabbing the arm, going up with him. And I'm using shooting in the old school sense and taking the arm part and just wrenching back on it and trying to take him out straight away.
Actually, Mr. J, I'm not sure if you mentioned in your opening remarks, but it was a good 3 or 4 or 5 years ago that Mason Childs travelled to New Zealand, actually defeated Roger Ventura for the IPW New Zealand Heavyweight Championship. And Mason Childs was undefeated that night, and that was years ago right now. So this is a rematch that many people in New Zealand are looking forward to. Oh, look at that right now. Beautiful drop kick.
The second time these two faced, though, Roger Ventura came up on the winning end. So this match is actually the third. Both men with 1 win apiece. That's a lot to go out there, especially with somebody with the size of the ego, the size of somebody like Mason Childs. Can you imagine what Mason Childs is going to be like? Can you imagine how unbearable he's going to be, knowing that Roger Ventura could return to New Zealand with bragging rights about putting away the former international champion, the dynasty of Queensland wrestling, Mason Childs.
Exactly right, and you know these both are competitors that are very different from when they first met and when they met for the second time. And you know, back then Mason Childs was relatively new to the business, only a couple of years in, and so I'm assuming same with the Roger Ventura. So right now these both have had time to get their craft down to a T, and I think it's shown right now. Roger Ventura looking very fine in that ring right now. And Mason Childs, as always, former PWA international champion.
Oh, look at that elbow. That's almost reminiscent of the elbows like Mason Childs drops there. Roger Ventura perhaps sending a message to Mason Childs. Mason Childs already looking hurt out there. Roger Ventura has certainly been well schooled. He's been looking at the tape. He might have come from New Zealand for this, but he's been studying the PWA Queensland tapes. He's been studying Mason's matches from around the country. Roger Ventura has not come into this match blind. He has come into this match determined. Mason Childs sends him up over the shoulder to the outside. Roger Ventura catches him with a shoulder of his own. Going behind now, wrenching back on it. I believe almost like a rear naked choke or something there.
It does look like that, actually. But, you know, I think Roger Ventura wants to make his mark on the Australian wrestling scene. He's been over was over for the last Rise of the Warriors. He plans to come back again soon. He's the current AWF Commonwealth champion. AWF, obviously, one of the premier promotions in New South Wales, and they travel all over the country, and they go to New Zealand twice a year. And Roger Ventura obviously proving his worth in the Australasian area. So Mason Childs, Roger Ventura, it's a match that has no limits, really.
Well, Roger Ventura, I was certainly impressed, and I think, in fact, Roger Ventura was one of the standout competitors in Rise of the Warriors last year. Roger Ventura, if anything, has stepped up since that point. Not only is he the AWF Commonwealth champion, he's toured Australia a couple of times since. He has more tours coming up. Listen to those chops. Listen to those chops from the dynasty.
Exactly right. I've seen Roger Ventura up close, and he unfortunately defeated one of my boys, Champagne Pyro, in the Rise of the Warriors tournament in a very, very tight matchup that could have gone either way, because Champagne Pyro is without question one of the Australia's best. But Roger Ventura is proving his worth. He's making his mark on Australia. Look at Mason Childs right now. Look at Mason Childs.
I can't say that I admire Mason Childs' tactics, but I certainly understand what he is doing. Roger Ventura, well known for that vertical leap, well known for getting the spring out of those legs, those high-flying moves, and well known for his kicks. Mason Childs, by doing these underhanded, these low tactics, will go out of the way to take those moves away from Roger Ventura.
That's exactly right. It does look like that Mason Childs is targeting the knees and the legs right now to take that advantage that Roger Ventura may have away from him. And so Mason Childs right here just dastardly in his tactics against the ring posts and everything. He's truly changed his stripes since the lovable Mason Childs when he was the PWA International Champion of last year before the feud with that piece of shit Mark Williamson. But Mason Childs, oh, what's this right now?
You've still got some pretty major heat with Mark Williamson. He hasn't even been here in months, and you're still continuing to badmouth him.
He deserves to be badmouthed every single month, every second I'm on the microphone, because that piece of shit does not belong in PWA Queensland. If he ever comes back, there'll be trouble.
So suffice to say, you won't be a part of the PWA Nightmare tapings that are upcoming.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. J. Oh, look at this right now, Mason Childs. Roger Ventura getting to the right. It looks like he's almost there. He's almost there, but he's struggling.
He's got it. Even with the time difference, making it a struggle for him to reach that extra time, Roger Ventura makes it to the ropes. I believe Roger Ventura actually only got to Australia earlier today. He arrived in the arena, though, about 3 hours or so before showtime, just to familiarise himself with the venue, to get himself used to it all. And I think that is possibly beginning to paid off for him. But unfortunately, the underhandeds, the dastardly tactics, the devious tactics of the dynasty, Mason Childs, coming to play here as Mason Childs still works on the knees, the ankles, and the legs of Roger
Exactly
Ventura.
right. Mason Childs going back to that same move, taking care of those legs right there. You got to remember that Mason Childs has smashed those knees into both ring posts tonight, and now he's still working on it.
Wrenching down on it. Again, Roger Ventura is trying to make it to the ropes, crawling over there to make it. He made it on the other side, and he's made it once again, and Mason Childs is not a happy man. Mason Childs is indefinitely peeved out there. Mason Childs has been frustrated in his attempts to win back the PWA International title, so perhaps he's setting his sights instead on the AWF Commonwealth title. And Mason Childs,
Here we go again.
How many different leg submission type holds can we see from Mason Childs? See him bring out of the bat. We said it earlier, these two men have faced each other before, but neither man was as polished. Neither man had as much experience.
Exactly right.
Neither man was the wrestler that he is today, now stepping into the ring.
Both men have amassed a huge resume since those first two encounters. And it's a test. It's going to be. Roger Ventura has been to the United States. He's trained under Booker T. Mason Childs obviously trained under Chris Hero, has wrestled Chris Hero many times, and they're both very accomplished wrestlers in their own right. And so Mason Childs, Roger Ventura right now going at it. Mason Childs seems to be on top, and he has been for the last few minutes, I think, here, Mr. J.
My close personal friend Booker T, he doesn't mess about. He certainly knows about his training, and I think we're seeing some of the fine-tuning that has not only happened at the hands of his teachers, it has happened at the hands of every wrestler that Roger Ventura has faced. He is definitely a student of the game, but the same can be said for the dynasty of Queensland wrestling. Mason Childs, both of these men spend so much time viewing tapes when they're not going out of their way to compete all around their countries, all around the world.
Oh, is he going for it, Mr. J, the Millennium Driver? Is he going for it? Is he going to hit it? Is he going to hit it?
Set him up for it. He's got him up, drops him down. No, Ventura scouted, lands on his feet. Mason Childs went over. Ventura ducks under, drops down, face first, flapjacks him down. Looks like almost Ventura, though, hurt from that move. Still favouring the hurt knees, the hurt arm, the hurt ribs from the damage that Mason Childs has done to him already.
Now they're both down. Now it's a standing 10 count right here. Mason Childs down. Roger Ventura stirring a little bit.
You want to talk about value for money? What about PWA Queensland? We're almost 2 hours in. We're not even at half time yet.
Well, Mr. J, that is value for money right there, I tell you. I mean, you got your whole fix to the Nightmare Assassin squad, and that should be value for money. Just that alone.
All I can say, Donnie, is I'm glad I'm paid by the hour. You didn't get that deal?
Hey, I got the very best deal. I've made thousands of dollars all the time, Mr. J. Although this world financial crisis has made a bit of a dent, but look at that, a flaw. Just a slap in the face there.
That was just an open-handed slap across the face of Roger Ventura. And this is not a man that you want to make angry. This is not a man that you want to piss off. Mason Childs there, perhaps signalling for the, I think he was going there, he was going there for the iron bar forearm.
That's exactly right. The steel plate. Oh!
But he got taken down with that kick to the head, that standing enziguri there.
But Ventura favouring the knees there as well. Did you see him when he jumped up? He was limping a little bit.
Takes him over,
looks like he powered
Ventura.
through it right there. Oh, there he goes. There he goes again. The work that Mason Childs had done earlier on Roger Ventura's knees, it's taken his toll.
Going up top. He's going up top. He's obviously fairly sure that his knee is good enough for that. He's on the top rope. Look at that leg drop off the top. Donny St. Michael, what a maneuver.
But look at him. He was favouring the leg right there. Oh.
Was that tree?
Mason kicked out, and you got to wonder if that top rope leg drop was worth it, because really, you saw the pain in Roger Ventura's eyes after the leg drop. You could see him grabbing back at the knee, and it could have inflicted more pain on Roger Ventura because of the pain that his knees have already been put through.
That
is worth it.
Takes him over with that back suplex. Mason is down. You can tell Mason is struggling there. He's coughing up air from his lungs there. He might have seen him drop to his... He's going to the top once more.
Once again, what's he going to go for this time?
Once again, favouring the knee, holding it in place. Senton perhaps. That is one of his signature moves. Mason Childs knew it was coming, scouted it, moved out of the way. Mason setting him up for the Millennium Driver. Got him up on the shoulders. Millennium Driver.
He hits it this time.
Mason has just got to roll him over, and we could see a new AWF Commonwealth champ. 2 count only. But has he got him in the Dragon necklock?
I believe he does right now, Mr. J.
Ventura will have to get to the ropes. I don't think he has the leg strength to power out of it. Ventura trying to get the fans behind him. You saw when he came out here, proud of his New Zealand heritage. The fans weren't sure what to make of him, but listen to how he has won over this Logan crowd.
He has indeed. These scumbags in Logan, they are. I think they're from all over the world. Actually, you look at one of them and you can see. I don't know how to say it very politely, Mr. J, so I might stop there. So, Mr. J, Mason Childs back on top again.
Mason Childs, head between the legs, setting him up for a power bomb, perhaps. Mason Childs, no, setting him up on the shoulders now. Looks like he's going to drop him back.
The razor's edge, the outsider's edge. Oh, no.
Takes him over with that Hurricane Rana from that razor's edge type maneuver of Mason. Ducks under, goes behind, rolls through for the... was that...
two count still, Mr. J. Oh.
Kicks the arm right on the scar, jumps behind. Is this the tap, nap, or snap? He's on the back, got it wrenched in. That sleeper type maneuver, I believe that was taught to him personally by New Zealand wrestling legend Steve Rickard.
Oh my God, Mr. J! If he teaches you something, then you know it's lethal.
Mason Childs is tapping out. Mason Childs is tapping out. Roger Ventura has won the match and retained his title.